Alright, we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmihilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasva Padam Bojau Radha Madana Mohano Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam panghum langayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande Paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Shri Gurundena Tarinam Hare Krishna, dear devotees, would like to wholeheartedly welcome you all for today's Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Requesting the devotees for whom it's possible, please turn on your videos. That will really encourage all of us to participate more enthusiastically in the Bhagavatam discussion. Alright, okay, so where we were. So we had discussed the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, third chapter, shloka number 28, which is the Paribhashita Sutra. That shloka that lightens up the entire Shastra. That is something we discussed yesterday and before that. And today we are about to discuss from the first canto, third chapter, shloka number 29. Right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Ityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So I just give a brief context. So the last shloka spoke that Etecha Amsha Kalapumsa, all these 21 different kinds of enumerated lords, they are Kalahapumsa. They are either plenary expansions or empowered incarnations, Shaktyavesha or Amsha Kala. But Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. He doesn't have any other source. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. When the enemies of Indra or the demigods, which are the demons, the asuras, Vyakulam Lokam, they disturb the entire population. Mridayanti. For the purpose of protection, Yuge Yuge. He comes millennium after millennium. Amazing. And all the list of incarnations. In fact, every day we need to discuss about Krishna and his various incarnations. What is the result of such discussion? That is the subject matter of the next verse. So requesting devotees to please keep your videos on, keep your enthusiasm full on, and be with us as we share this particular verse. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, shloka number 29. Requesting devotees to please recite once I recite. Some of you can volunteer to recite this shloka. Janma guhyam bhagavato ya etat prayato narah sayam pratar granan bhaktya dukkha gramad vimuchyate. Janma guhyam bhagavato ya etat prayato narah sayam pratar granan bhaktya dukkha gramad vimuchyate. Janma guhyam bhagavato ya etat prayato narah Sayam pratar granan bhaktya dukkha gramat vimuchyate. Anyone wanting to volunteer to recite? Yes, Her Grace Sevini Janva Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Janma gohyam bhagavato ya etat prayato naraha sayam pratar gunam bhaktya dukha kramada muchyate. Hare Krishna.
जन्मगुह्यं भगवतो य एतत् प्रयतो नरः सायं प्रातर्गृणन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामाद् विमुच्यते.
Thank you. Raksha Jha Mataji.
जन्मगुह्यं भगवतो य एतत् प्रयतो नरः सायं प्रातर्गृह्णन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामाद् विमुच्यते. हरे
Very
कृष्ण.
nice. Thank you so much. Now let's see the Anvaya, the word to word meaning. Janma, of course, the Supreme Lord does not have a material birth like all of us, but is advent, Janma. And what kind of Janma? That's why immediately after Janma, his birth is not like our birth, like the birth the way you and I take. Yes. So what kind of birth? Guhyam. Guhya. The very literal meaning of Guhya means secret. And in this context, it can refer to mystery, mysterious birth. So Krishna's birth is what kind of birth? It is mysterious birth. So Janma Guhyam Bhagavatah. So mysterious birth of Bhagavan, mysterious birth of Bhagavan. Yah etat. All this, yes, one and all this, which means discussion about these various incarnations. And if you see the entire Bhagavatam narrations, they are all yah etat. They are about all these incarnations. What is going to come ahead? The various pastimes performed by these incarnations, the way they come, for whom they come, what they do, why they come, all these things, right? Mysterious. Prayatah. What is the meaning of prayatah? Prayatah means prayatna, with lot of attention, care, deliberation. So when we are reading Bhagavatam, when we are hearing Bhagavatam, when we are doing, for that matter, any spiritual activity, we should do it very, very carefully, attentively. Yes, with one pointed attention. Naraha, every person. Yes, every person. Any man. That means this is applicable to everybody. Naraha means general human being. Anybody. Sayam pratah, evening and morning, both. Right? Evening time, morning time. And that's why Prabhupada gave us this beautiful system of morning program where we have Srimad Bhagavatam and evening program we have Bhagavad Gita discussion. Right? So, morning, evening, Grinan Bhaktya. With Grinan means to recite, to describe, to do kirtan, to glorify the Lord. That's Grinan. And Bhaktya with complete devotion. Yes, we don't do it devoid of devotion. Dukkha gramat vimuchyate. Then vimuchyate, one is delivered, he gets relief from dukkha gramat, all varieties of miseries. Yes, whatever miseries are there, one is completely liberated from those miseries. Somebody would like to read the translation?
Krishna. Whoever carefully recites the mysterious appearances of the Lord with devotion in the morning and in the evening gets relief from all miseries of life.
Thank you. Purport. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Would you like to read? Okay, Sachidanand Prabhu. You can start reading till I request you to stop.
In the Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead has declared that anyone who knows the principles of the transcendental birth and activity of the Lord will go back to Godhead. After being relieved from the material tabernacle, so simply knowing factually the mysterious way of the Lord's incarnation in the material world can liberate one from material bondage. Therefore, the birth and activity of the Lord is manifested by Him, for the welfare of the people in general are not ordinary. They are mysterious, and only who by those who carefully try to go deep into the matter of spiritual devotion is the mystery discovered. Thus, one gets liberation from material bondage. It is advised, therefore, that one who simply recites this chapter of Bhagavatam, describing the appearance of the Lord in different incarnation, in sincerity and devotion, can have insight into the birth and activities of the Lord. The very word.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for reading so well. Thank you. So this is one of the key verses or primary verses of the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. Yes, what is this verse? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. So this is in many temples on the occasion of Janmashtami this verse is discussed. Yes, Janma karma cha me divyam. That Krishna's birth and activities. He doesn't have Janma. He doesn't have karma. Janma and karma are actually two characteristics of a conditioned soul who takes birth forcibly in material world. But what is it? Janma divyam, karma also divyam. Evam yo veti. Anybody who veti knows this. How? Tattvataha, completely. The very meaning of tattvataha. Because how do you understand? Because all you have to do is know. Yes? No. No, alright. I'll just open the Bhagavatam, I'll open Google, I'll ask ChatGPT, and I will know everything. Right? This is the way people know things today, right? No. Tattvataha. So this word tattvataha means that we take shelter of a tattvadarshi. Somebody who has seen the truth. Such a person is called tattvadarshi, who has seen the truth. Tyaktva deham. Such a tattvadarshi we hear from. Srila Prabhupada is a tattvadarshi. Right? And by his mercy, he has produced disciples who are tattvadarshi, who are also seeing the truth. Yes, Prabhupada is no ordinary acharya. He's tattvadarshi. He knows Krishna in truth. So he's the one who has seen the truth. And they are all wonderful acharyas. Even if you see the predecessor acharyas, many of them have revealed their swarupa, who they are in the spiritual world. And our Sampradaya acharyas, especially those after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are all eternally manjaris in spiritual world. Who are manjaris? Manjaris are very young girls from the age group of 6 to 9 years who assist the gopis in the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Yes, especially the intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna, they are manjaris who enter. Many of the gopis also do not enter into the confidential pastimes of Radha Krishna, but Manjaris being very small girls, yes, they are allowed to enter. So there is a special Manjari Bhava. Yes, Manjari Bhava. This is a very, very deep confidential topic. So Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. Yes, Kamala Manjari, Vilasa Manjari, Vrati Manjari, Mani Manjari, Guna Manjari. Like this, every single Acharya, they have their Swarupa in the spiritual world, in the Siddha Deha, the perfected stage. And the form they manifested here, there is their sadhana deha, right? Prabhupada never really actually revealed his Swarupa, but yes, he revealed his intimate connection with Krishna, right? He made his very intimate connection with Krishna. He once was asked, Prabhupada was once meditating. So devotees asked, Prabhupada, what are you doing? He said, I'm meditating. On what? So Krishna's lunchbox. Revolve. Right? Another time Prabhupada mentioned, now this book distribution marathon is going to begin in December. So that's very important to discuss. That Krishna told Prabhupada to go to the material world. Prabhupada said this. And then Prabhupada said, oh, this is a very dangerous place, Krishna. Krishna says, don't worry, you just go there and write some books. That's all you have to do. And thus Prabhupada says he came and did that. Right? So they are Tattvadarshis. They have seen Krishna. They have seen Krishna's abode. And thus they come. And the power of Tattvadarshis, he can make many more Tattvadarshis. A very simple example. Like for example, in this world, suppose there's a very big person. Materially, spiritually also, we can say. But let's take a material example. Somebody is very famous. And one of your friends knows that person who's very famous. What would you like to do? Hare Krishna. Or, okay, fine. Can you introduce me to that famous person? Okay, alright. You come, I'll introduce you. And once that introduction is done, then even you can contact that person. Right? You get introduced. And once that formal introduction is done, well, that's great. Then after that, you strike a conversation. And it happens very wonderfully after the conversation is striked. So similarly, such Tattvadarshi Guru, he makes the disciple, sincere disciple, who is very eager to listen to the message, eager to render service through the spiritual master to Krishna. That Guru blesses that disciple to enter into the confidentiality with Krishna. And thus, Guru gives the vision. Of course, vision we all have as such. It's Ajnana Timira Andasya Jnananjana Shalakya. Right? That ignorance, eyes ointed with ignorance, is removed. And thus, even the disciple becomes Tattvadarshi. So, Guru removes that ignorance. That's the first prayer we offer. By giving knowledge. The very meaning of Guru means what? Gu means to remove. Ru means ignorance. The personality who removes the ignorance from the life. Because if the ignorance is removed, automatically the disciple can also see the truth. Then he also becomes Tattvadarshi. Right? So he is Tattvadarshi. And thus, then the disciple also acts as a guru going ahead to remove the ignorance of others. And this goes on. This is called the chain of disciplic succession. And that's the role. So every section of Bhagavatam has a Falashruti. Falashruti means the spiritual result that one will reap after reading a particular section. So even in this chapter, this particular shloka, 1.3.29, is the Falashruti for reading the verses till now, from 1.3.1 to 1.3.28. Whatever we read, we discussed together. What is the Falashruti? What is the benefit? What is the benediction, blessing, spiritual blessing that we are going to get? So that Falashruti is mentioned in this particular shloka. Relief from all varieties of dukkhas. Right? All varieties of miseries go away when we discuss about the mysteries of the appearance of Krishna and of course his various incarnations. Right? We discuss these topics we will be relieved from all dukkha. So that Falashruti is mentioned here. Because, and Prabhupada is mentioning very wonderful point here, that every single incarnation, yes, including Krishna himself, they all come with only one purpose, to do welfare for all. Krishna is the real content creator. If Krishna was not there, we will not have any content to discuss, right? Yes, he is the original content creator. Because he has performed the Leela, he has come the way he appears, divine, we have content to discuss. Without that, we won't have this content. Just imagine how Krishna is a content creator. There is a battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjun, Krishna one side, the Pandava Sena on one side, and the Kaurav Sena on the other side. All Krishna could do was just take a Sudarshan Chakra, release it, and chop off the heads of all the miscreants for having any vice in their heart. And war is over. Khatam. Finished. What would happen? What would happen is in one shloka, Mahabharata is over. Will we have content? Oh, no content to discuss. Finished. War is over. Arjuna came all prepared. Krishna, what happened? Said, I just wanted to finish it off. Yeah, it's over. No, we got enough content to discuss. Prabhu Sri Ramachandra, right? Ravana takes away Sita, right? He kidnaps. And Lakshman is wondering, what is my Lord doing? Lord says, I am invoking Brahmastra. Why? Because there is one demon who has kidnapped your Bhabi, your sister-in-law. I am just going to aim at that fellow and finish him. What happens? There is no Kishkinda. Yes, Kishkinda Kand is skipped. Yuddha Kand is skipped. Before even Ravana stepped into Lanka, is finished. Is delivered in India. Right? Is delivered there and he chants mantras and gets back Pushpak Viman and Sita is beautifully dropped back. Thank you. But Lord Ram, he, in a Manavi Leela, as a human being, he goes south searching for Sita. He's depending on Jatayu apparently. He's depending on the Vanaras, giving service. So he gives service to the Vanaras. And because he gives service to the Vanaras, we all got content to read, discuss and meditate. Right? So all these discussions we do, we get free from dukkha. This is a fact. And this is a practical experience of all devotees also. We come to Srimad Bhagavatam class, we may be having a total different, come with a very disturbed mind. But nevertheless, what to do? Srimad Bhagavatam is there. Let's pay this prayataha. Let's be very careful in trying to absorb. And if somebody carefully tried, we tried carefully to just listen. I'll listen carefully what is being said. We will get this result of dukkha. The dukkha is gone. Happens. Right? That's a practical experience. So Krishna has come for the welfare of everyone and he's called Hari. And the meaning of Hari is Sarva Amangala Hari iti Hari. That personality who steals, Hari means one who steals. What does he steal? He steals all the inauspiciousness, all the dukkhas. And how does he steal? Simply by his appearance. Because we get content to discuss. Alright, somebody would like to read ahead from where we left? Anyone volunteering? Okay. Bhakti Sundari Mataji. Can read from here.
In other words, one gets liberation from material bondage. It is therefore advised that one who simply recites with sincerity and devotion this chapter of the Bhagavatam, describing the appearance of the Lord in different incarnations, can have insight into the birth and activities of the Lord. The very word vimukti or liberation indicates that the Lord's birth and activities are all transcendental. Otherwise, simply by reciting them, one could not attain liberation. They are therefore mysterious, and those who do not follow the prescribed regulations of devotional service are not entitled to enter into the mysteries of his births and activities. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So the result of this particular reading of this particular section of Bhagavatam is called as Vimukti. There is Mukti and Vimukti. What is the meaning of Mukti? Mukti is a situation where your pious credits and sinful reaction both are neutralized, zero. That's called Mukti. Pious credits and also your sinful reactions. Everything is gone. That's called Mukti. You're Mukta. Now you're in this situation of zero punya, zero papa. But what is Vimukti? The moment Vi, this V, is added to any as a prefix, in Sanskrit it's called as Vishesha. So Vishesha Rupena Mukti. So Mukti in a very special form. Right? A special kind of Mukti. Yes, there are 5 types of liberation which are mentioned in the Shastra. Salokya Sarishti Samipya Sarupya Ekatvam Diyamanam na grindanti vinamat sevanam jana. So what are the 5 types of liberations? The first one is called as Salokya. Salokya means to attain the same planet as the Lord. Right? Even in today's world, people feel great pride. Right? There is a famous movie star. So which city are you from? I'm from the same city as that movie star. Maybe Hollywood or Bollywood. We are from the same city. Yes, we are from the same locality. We stay in the same locality. We stay on the same street. So people feel a lot of pride in that. Right? So that is called, similarly a devotee also feels great amount of satisfaction that we are living on the same planet as the Lord. It's called as Salokya. The second one, Sarishti. Sarishti means one having the same kinds of prowess or opulence like the Lord. They have the same Shakti, the same powers like the Lord. Whatever powers the Lord have, they also have the same powers. Right? Now, if you look at the Vishnu Dutas, they have this Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. It's not just for show. Just like Vishnu or Krishna releases the chakra, the Sudarshan Chakra, and he can behead, decapitate a demon. Even they can do it. They also have that power. They don't use it. It's not needed. They took all weapons when Ajamil was in distress. He gave a distress call. Narayana, helpless one. And all the Yamdutas were there. They could have really smashed them like pulp. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't use it. But they can. So they also have those powers. Sarishti. Salokya Sarishti Samipya. Samipya means you are very close to the Lord. Sometimes people say, I cook for Guru Maharaj. I massage for Guru Maharaj. I drive for Guru Maharaj. Yes, I am the one who lifts bag for Guru Maharaj. So like this, disciples take a spiritual pride in saying who. And people take material pride also. One of my very close devotees, he was once taking a cab. This is all before Uber and Ola, these all things came. So he was taking a cab and going from airport to the temple. And all of a sudden there was this driver, he turned around. He said, you know who am I? So yes, I don't know. Who are you? He said, I was the driver of Rajinikanth, the famous South Indian actor. He said, I was driver of Rajinikanth. So that is his identity. It becomes his pride. So Samipya means devotee gets an opportunity to do very intimate service with the Lord. And then there is Sarupya. Sarupya means the devotee gets the same form as the Lord. And this is particularly in the Vaikuntha planets. In fact, all these 4 liberations I have mentioned till now, they are all in the Vaikuntha planets. So a devotee is also having, Narayana has 4 hands, devotee 4 hands. He has helmet, he also has helmet. Yes, and he has Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, the 4 symbols, devotee also has it. Yes, bluish black complexion, yes, bluish black complexion. Now if you look, Usually if you look at when we have seen some movies, or some of you even may be belonging to that category, you are from very filthy, stinking rich. Yes, there is a big Sethji or this rich man. He's coming out of his home. And if you see, he has a chauffeur, a waiter, a cook, a cleaner, a manager for his home, a huge bungalow, real estate. He has all different varieties of servants who are serving him. And they are all given a particular uniform, right? They may have some red uniform, white uniform. How many of you seen that in movies or something like that? You've seen it? So driver has a particular uniform. So they're given uniform to all the servants. And the master is different. He wears black coat, black boots, black pants, and he has his bow tie, and he walks and comes nicely. And all others, they are different. But look, such a wonderful master is Lord. He has given same dress to all his servants. He's treating them equally. Yes, you also have. Why have? You also have. No problem. So this is Sarupya. And then finally, the fifth kind of liberation is something that devotees do not even like to talk about. And that is merging into the impersonal effulgence, which is here called as Aikatvam. So this Aikatvam is called as Sayujya Mukti. And usually Gyanis, whenever they talk about Mukti, they refer it to the Sayujya Mukti. So generally when we talk about Mukti, it is associated with Sayujya Mukti, merging into the impersonal Brahman, which devotees kind of find it very crazy and hellish in fact. Prabodhananda Saraswati, he says this, Kaivalyam narakayate tridashapur akasha pushmayate durdantendriya kala sarpa patali prokala damstrayate vishwam purna sukhayate vidhi mahindradischa kitayate yat karunya vaibhavatam tam gaura evastu maha. So, Prabodhananda Saraswati, the first opening statement of this sloka is Kaivalyam Narakayate. I consider Kaivalya. Kaivalya is the Ekatva or the Sayujya Mukti or merging into the impersonal Brahman. I consider this to be Narakayate. What is Narakayate? Hellish. It's a hellish condition. Because Hari has one more name. Hata Ari Gati Daika Iti Hari. Krishna kills Hata. He kills whom? Ari. His enemies. What happens when he kills his enemies? Gati Dayaka, they get the destination. What destination? Impersonal Brahman merging. So what kind of mukti this is? The demons who are supposed to suffer in the hell, those guys are getting this. So this is hellish. You will go there, you will get association of all these demons. So it is Narakayate. And mainly the Narakayate is because it's a hellish condition, because there is no opportunity to have a meaningful rasa exchange with Krishna through service. That is not there. And that is why many of them fall down to material rasa is also better than this merging. Better, because our nature is to engage in some kind of service to someone. Right? So that is called as mukti. But vimukti, the other four types of liberations, they are called as Vishesha Rupena Mukti. They are special. They are special liberations. Vishesha Rupena Mukti. Right? And very clearly, the qualification for entering into this pastime is Bhaktya. And Bhaktya means a devotee who is surrendered. That is why if you see Bhagavad Gita, what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is that sermons of Krishna which inspires us to surrender. And where Krishna ends the Bhagavad Gita, that is surrender. That is the starting point for entering into the secret of Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is all about the various pastimes of Krishna. So surrendered devotees. A devotee means, Bhaktya means a person who is surrendered to Krishna. Yes, he is surrendered. The Shadavida Sharanagati. Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Rakshishyati iti Vishwaso Goptritve Varnam Tata. Atmanikshepa Karpanyo Shadavida Sharanagati. The 6 limbs of surrender. Starting with, I'll tell the starting 2 limbs, the other 4 you can go and see as homework. It comes in Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 66th verse. The devotee will do only that which is anukulyasya sankalpa. Whatever is favorable for Krishna consciousness, whatever is pleasing to Krishna, I'll do. Pratikulyasya varjanam. What is not pleasing to Krishna, I will not do. So this is surrender. So a devotee who is surrendered, such surrendered devotees, bhaktya, These are the ones who can understand the confidentiality and the mystery behind Krishna's appearance and activities. Alright, Om Tat Sat. Any questions, comments, reflections, thoughts? You would like to share something? Ask something? You're most welcome. Yes, Grace Radha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a small question. Thank you for explaining the 5 types of liberations. In the Sarupa liberation, you mentioned that they have the same form as the Lord. So those in that planet Vaikuntha, is it just one gender then, or is there no restriction? Like, because if you're looking identical to the Lord, I wanted to ask you that.
No. There are forms of, they all have wives also. They all have their wives who are Vaikuntha Sundaris. They are there. They all have a form similar to that of Mother Lakshmi. Right? If you read the description of Vaikuntha, which is the 3rd canto, Bhagavatam 15th chapter, Vaimanayat Chalalanas. So Vaimanayat, the golden plain is described, Lalana, Chalalana, along with their wives. They also have their consorts. Just like Lord has his consorts, everyone also have their consorts, but they are not attracted. There is no Krishnatmana na Raja Atmada Utsamadhyai. Bhagavatam says Krishnatmana na Raja Atmada Utsamadhyai. They don't have na Raja. There is no passionate exchanges. They don't have that desire, passionate desires.
It's
Why?
the Lord.
Krishnatmana. Because they are actually there to serve Krishna. Right? Because of the Krishna consciousness, they don't have those passionate desires. But yes, they are fully equipped to even produce children. They can. They have all the facilities available for sexual relationship, but they don't. So yes, this is described, the Vaikuntha planet. So there are female forms, the Vaikuntha Sundaris, who along with their husbands arrive in plains, and they are very, very happy glorifying the pastimes of Lord and serving the Lord. Yes, this is mentioned.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
All right. So there is, what is the meaning of Om Tat Sat? You just said, I think. Please come for the Bhagavad Gita class and you are going to understand, because that is the subject matter of the class which is going to take place immediately after this particular discussion. 8 minutes to go. Okay. So there we'll completely explain you the meaning of Om Tat Sat. There was one question from Raksha Jamataji. What is the exact meaning of relief from all miseries? Yes, there are 3 kinds of miseries. They are called Trivida Klesh, Trivida Tap. You look at Durga, Durga Mata, Mother Durga. She is the superintendent of this material world who inflicts 3 types of sufferings on the living entities. Number 1 is Adhyatmika Klesha, the suffering because of one's own body and mind. The second is Adi Bhautika Klesha, the suffering which is put on us by other living entities, inflicted by other living entities. And the third one is Adi Daivika Klesha, the miseries of material nature, cyclones, famines, earthquakes, avalanche, landslides, etc. So these 3 types of miseries will cease to exist for a person. That is relief from 3 miseries, all miseries. I hope this is clear. Next part. Even acharyas have some suffering. No, acharyas, although they are nitya siddhas from spiritual world, yet they are given a life which is very similar to that of a karmic person. Yes, their bodies also will grow old. Not that Prabhupada at the age of 70, when he was boarding the Jalduta, he looked like a 17-year-old youth. Right? He was a 17-year-old boy. He was 70. No, he suffered heart attacks. Right? So it appears that they are going through some karmic reactions. It appears like that. The bodies grow old, they also leave their bodies. Yes, it appears. That's how it is in the material world. Yes, so, but the acharyas are not suffering, they are blissful. Why? Because they are always with Krishna. Suffering is only when we are forgetful of Krishna. That is suffering. What is suffering? Suffering is equal to forgetting Krishna. But the acharyas are constantly Krishna conscious. They always remember Krishna. Yes, they are always connected to Krishna. So there is no suffering for such a state. How could understand that? Okay, it's explained. Thank you. They say nobody is equal to or higher than Krishna, Nisha Mataji. Then how can somebody be equal to Krishna? Nobody is equal to Krishna. He is Asama Urdhva. There is nobody equal, there is nobody better. Asama Urdhva. But somebody is there, the Sarupya Mukti, they are given similar symbols, but they do not have the Kaustuba Mani. They don't have the Srivatsa Chinna. These two things are distinct. That only Krishna has. Krishna has that golden hair on his chest, Srivatsa, which is actually the residence of Lakshmi. And there's a Kaustuba Mani also, a special Kaustuba gem, which is on Krishna's chest. Correct? So that is not there. So there is a distinction also. Right? And he is Lord, others are servants. So there is no equal. Is there a reference where we can learn about the manjaris and which manjaris that our acharyas represents? Well, the swarupa of many acharyas they themselves reveal, and from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela, the swarupas are revealed in Gaur Ganodesha Deepika. There is a shastra called Gaur Ganodesha Deepika, where the position of every acharya, who they are in the Krishna Leela, that's all mentioned. Yeah. Or is this confidential knowledge? See, the Goswamis are such wonderful souls. They have revealed even those things that Vyasadeva hasn't revealed. That to that degree they were empowered by Krishna. So they have their realizations and scriptures. Of course, they are in pursuance with the Vedic literatures, but they have revealed much more. Tattvadarshis, they are seeing the truth in Vrindavan. So they have revealed confidentiality more than even the Shrutis, the Vedas. Right? Yeah. So their literatures are things where we get all these things, but we have to little bit first we have to study Prabhupada books properly, right, and systematically then we can go through the other acharyas commentaries and books, provided we are thorough with what Prabhupada is teaching us. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Jagat Prabhu, you would like to ask something? I think this will be the last question for today, this discussion.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have read the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, that Lord Sri Chaitanya has described 64 types of Atmaram, but I could not understand that in generally. What do you mean Atmaram?
Okay, don't worry, don't worry. So this we will discuss in the first canto, 7th chapter, 10th verse. Atma Ramascha Muniyo Nirgranta Apyurukrame Kuruvanti Ahetu Kim Bhaktim Ittam Bhuta Guno Harihi. So to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he gives 9 interpretations of this verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives 18. And at one point of time, Sanatan Goswami, he is quite fascinated with Lord Chaitanya having described so many meanings. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him 61 explanations of this verse. So how these 61 explanations come? Simple, principally what I can tell. You can read first canto, 7th chapter, 10th verse. Prabhupada has very nicely elaborated that and given it in the purport. Just read that. So he gives several meanings to Atma. Atma has 7 meanings. Right? Then Rama has certain meanings. Atma Namascha has 1 meaning. Muneyaha has 6-7 meanings. Nirgrantha means what? Ni, and then Grantha. He describes exactly. So you can go through the purport, you will understand better. So basically what has happened is he is given different meanings from the Shabdakosh dictionary for different words which are used in the shloka, and with that permutation combination he has formed 61 meanings. Okay. Oh, time's up. We have to start the next class, but okay, quickly, make it quick. Meanwhile, the other
Hare
students
Krishna.
assemble, we can make it quick. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'll try my best. My question is, you said that if we know the Lord's transcendental appearance as well as his pastimes, we can attain the spiritual abode. But sometimes we are so caught up with our material miseries that it's hard for us to even truly appreciate the significance. We're not pure devotees to surrender to the Lord yet. So how do we motivate ourselves to truly understand this knowledge that's been given to us? Because I think that's a struggle, a regular struggle. We're reading and hearing Bhagavatam, but sometimes your mind is too distracted to fully understand.
Yes. We have to check. When there is a struggle, we have to check who struggles. Struggle is that person who is not surrendered. Yeah. We struggle because we are not surrendered. That is the whole point. So we have to, I think these two things are good enough. Are we doing things which are favorable to Krishna? Are we avoiding things which are not favorable to Krishna consciousness? Are we doing things that are pleasing to Krishna? Are we avoiding those things which are not pleasing to Krishna? Just check on this and you will get your answer. If we are doing this, definitely without a doubt, we will not suffer. Because Maya inflicts suffering only on those people who are not surrendered. Number one. And in simple words, only those who forget Krishna and consider themselves to be enjoyers, they are the ones who are whipped by Maya. Krishna buliya jiva bhoga vancha kare nikatastha maya tare chapati adhare. And in that state, it's very difficult to meditate on Krishna. Right? So think about that. First, Bhaktya, that is why there is a qualification. Bhaktya. Bhaktya means what? A surrendered devotee. ठीक है, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees for coming.